Hi Tribe, welcome to day 11 of my business, my wealth. I am still Favour Excellence, and today we're still talking about how to fund that fantastic business idea of yours through external funding options. Another option you could consider is grants. Now, many people love grant funding opportunities because a grant is a funding that is given to you either in cash or in kind for your business activities without a payback or without any interest rate that you would need to pay back at the end of the implementation period. So because of that, many people love and look out for grant funding opportunities. However, you cannot build a profitable and sustainable business with only grant funding opportunities. You need to consider other funding options. But today we are focusing on, if you're looking for grant funding opportunities, what do you need to know and what do you need to put in place to be successful in your grant funding search? Number one, you need to understand that every grant funding has objectives, and you need to be sure that the objective of the donor aligns with the objective of your organization. So for example, there are some donors that they only fund agricultural business. There are some donors that they are looking for businesses in tech to fund. There are some donors that are looking for businesses in a particular space. So if you're looking for grant funding, you need to understand the donor objectives and see how to align your objectives to the donor objectives, right? Number two, you need to look out for eligibility criteria. Now, many of the times, donors don't want to feel like they are the ones sending you into business by giving you money. They want to see your interest in business. They want to see your passion and your motivation to build a profitable and sustainable business. Why? Because that particular funding is for a limited period of time, and the money will not always continue to be there. So after their funding stops, what next? If you do not have passion to continue in business, what happens is that after the funding stops or at the end of the funding period, that business also dies. And that's the reason why you see that greater percentage of businesses that die, they were funded through grant funding. Do you understand? Because imagine if somebody got a loan or the person got equity investors to invest in business, the person is more motivated and more under pressure to ensure that he or she makes it work. But with grant funding, you are not paying back. You only need to submit reports. You only just need to report back to your donor on what you have done. You are not under so much pressure. You are not under so much motivation. So you need to also be clear, because what is happening now is that most donors are now looking for people who are already in business and have passed their ideation phase of their business, and they rather want to support them with grant funding to scale up their business opportunity. So understanding the eligibility criteria is important. Next, you need to ensure that your business has the required structures to be able to access that funding. Structures include legal structures. Does your business have CAC registration? Does it have the required basic registration documents that gives it the legal authority to execute or to implement in country or in that particular location? Does your business have the right HR structures? Does your business have the right financial structures? Do you have your financial records in place? You understand? Because those are some of the things that the donors will be looking out for when they are conducting their due diligence. Before donor will give you their money, they would need to conduct due diligence on you. And in return, I always encourage clients that you need to conduct due diligence on your donors as well. You don't want to collect certain amount of money and bring it into your business and then it contaminates what you're already doing, or the objectives of the donor is completely different from your objectives, thereby derailing you from your business goals. Do you see? So you need to conduct your own due diligence and ensure that the objectives align, and then you are able to utilize the money in accordance with your business goals and objectives. Cheers to your world breakthroughs.